I believe I had introduced our lead character. That is one M. Schaefer. And I think I'd mentioned that we knew each other quite intimately, in a sense, on the field of war. Right around 1914 is where it all began, and we got into it. I also think I might have mentioned that we had met in a foxhole. Well, that's what the Brits and the Americans who came over at the last minute. I'll get into that later. Yeah, I met young Schaefer. He was either 21 or 22. I can't remember, because we celebrated one of his birthdays one day. But he was young. But he always seemed to be able to work up a big smile on his face. Anyway, there we were, two of us, in this little, you might call it a foxhole. It was just a rivet in the ground where we could hide at night. We both ended up there after some bad kind of stuff happened with our group of men that were putting in position a cannon to fight back against what we took at that time was a real enterprise of great glory, brought on by our leader, our emperor, and we had no question about it, actually. Matter of fact, we were proud to be in the field. Anyway, when we got there, this was about the second day, and here I am in the foxhole with Schaefer, M. Schaefer. I say M period. Actually, I learned from looking at some old scriptures the name's Martin. It's an old name, it's a common name. But I'm telling you, this fella Schaefer was special. Now, he was a kraut. He was a big, muscular man who just happened to have a great deal of intelligence. You kind of wondered, like, well, on which side did he really predominate? On the intelligent side or on the muscular side? Anyway, it was that smile on his face that made me think, like, if this is my last night, it's going to be with a good-looking man with a damn smile on his face. As I recall, the first thing I said to him was, "What the hell are you doing out here?" And he said something like, "What the hell am I doing something out here? What am I not doing out here?" Hey, doggy. And that made it real special. We both had the same question. It was the last night for both of us, very, very, very possibly. There were explosions occurring about every 15 seconds. So far, they'd been at some distance, but you could see the flare, so it wasn't all that far away, maybe a few hundred yards. Believe it or not, those boys right there might have been in the trenches on the other side. You see, all of us got a vacation here. We all died in a lot of pain and suffering and fear. But there was one of us I'm trying to tell you about, and that's Schaefer. I never seen anything that in it reminded me of fear on Schaefer's face. I just never saw it. I never saw panic. I never saw him shake. I never saw him seem to care, except he thought he always, or almost always, had a smile on that bright face of his. Even if there was a machine gun fire coming our way, that son of a bitch was smiling. Anyway, there we were in the foxhole together. He's got a smile on his face, and I'm thinking this is the last day, the last night of our lives.